crafty friends, it is Janae here, and today we are going to make a pocket letter, and I am doing this for a swap that I'm participating in over in the group Swap It that's on Facebook. Love that group, can't say enough nice things about it. I've met a lot of creative people just being there, and it has given me a lot of inspiration for these videos because I record the things that I swap with other people. So today I am making a pocket letter that has a fox theme, and so I kind of challenged myself on this one to not only do the fox theme but to also pick like a strict color palette. So for today everything is black, white, and gold. And yes, I am coloring. Y'all know I love to color. And I'm using these images from Fawn. And the Party Animal stamp set has a little fox in there. And also I am using the Mom and Me stamp set, and it has some foxes in there too, like one big one, a little baby one, and then the mama and the baby one together. And I thought this stamp set was really cute. So yeah, I've already stamped my images out just to keep this going along pretty fast, and they are stamped out in Memento black ink so that I can color them with my Copics. So let's talk about what colors I have over here today. I have the T1, 3, and 5. These are the toner gray colors. These are the only toner gray colors I have, which is why I'm using these. Also, I am using a lot of the cool grays. I have a couple of those. I'm using cool gray 00, C1, C3, C5, 7, and 9. And last but not least, I have some blue violet, and I like these because they are a grayish violet. And they are the BV23 and the BV25, and of course always the colorless blender. So that's what I'll be coloring with. Over here I have like some like little die cuts. These are Polaroid frames, and these come from the Mama Elephant Polaroid die cut set, and all of these came in that same set. And then of course I have some punched out shapes and some tags, because you always gotta include some tags. And then I have like these little puffy clouds that are die cut on vellum. And I have these little rose die cuts that are cut out on this glittery black cardstock, and I think it's just adorable. And then for well, let's do this. So I have some die cuts here. This one says smile. I have one that says sunshine, dream, and hello. And then here are my papers. All of my papers are from the same paper pad. I know sometimes it can be a little difficult coordinating the papers for your pocket letter, but I've found that when I stick with one paper pad, it kind of takes the guesswork out of it, because usually the papers in the same paper pad will coordinate with each other, and thereby making your job a lot easier. So here's what I'm using. Lots of blacks and whites and golds. That one should be here, and I thought this one was really pretty. And they're out of order from when I cut them. Sometimes I just put the papers together and cut them like that. So here are all the papers that I've used. They are cut down to 3x4 because I'm using a Project Life sheet protector. I'm not using a baseball card sleeve this particular time. I want to go kind of bigger on my little cards in here, because my ideal is that the recipient will be able to pull these out and just use them in like a Project Life layout if she chooses to. All right, so also on my sides, I have this. This is a Simon Says stamp die cut that has a little forest. It's a bug. Yeah, I don't know what the heck that came. I had the window open today. I read this thing that was like you should let fresh air in, and like this bug flew in, and he flies, y'all, and it's freaking me out. Okay, but back to back to the point. So I have this this on my 3x4 paper, and I plan on probably layering this vellum behind it. And I love like these little peekaboo die sets. And then I have this one, which is just a sheet of 3x4 paper, and I use a Pretty Pink Posh die cut to create like this little opening. And that is like the foundation of stuff that I plan on using with this project. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to slide all this stuff to the side, and I am going to color my images. So since I'm just doing these, it's gonna kind of look black and white. What I want to do is the areas where it would be kind of lighter, I'm using my lighter color grays. In the areas that would be like the darker shades of red and orange for the fox, I am using my darker colors. And hopefully this will look kind of like a black and white photo in the end. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what this looks like. It could just be a really bad idea. I couldn't help it. I had to add some red, like so we have 4 colors: black, white, gold, red. So still, you know, not a whole lot, but I don't know, it's something about, I just feel like every little project needs a little bit of red in it. I don't know why I feel that way, but I'm going to, you know, kind of behave with it. I'm not gonna do a lot of it. I'm just like this little red balloon, and I'm also going to do that bow tie or that hair bow up in the top red. That's it. I just had to have a little pop of something. Alright guys, so now that we have everything colored out, I'm going to take a gel pen and go in and make my eyes and nose on my little critters shine. Just give it like the project a little bit of dimension. I don't know. I like the look of it. Like if you don't, then if you're doing recreating this project, then you know, don't do it. But I always feel like it gives it a little something. Okay, now that we have all our little pieces die cut, colored, and I have some sticky stuff on the back of some of these, I'm going to go ahead and start putting together the pocket letter. So I always like to start by laying out my papers just to get an idea of how I want everything to look. I kind of like to create a pattern within my designs. So like you see, I'm using that triangle print at the top, and I'm using it also at the bottom, and everything is kind of like diagonal from each other. I find that keeps everything simple, and like when the eye sees like the same pattern more than once, it kind of, you know, make it feel like it goes a little bit more so than when you just have like a bunch of patterns that are just, they're all willy-nilly and you're only seeing it once. So that's my rationale behind that. I am using that little cut apart that you see with some vellum, and I am putting my little fox on there. And I am going to give her a hair bow because she's a diva. So this pocket is going to be a shaker pocket. However, I wanted to add like something on the outside of it. So I used this little punch shape, and I'm going to add another heart on top of it on the front and the back. And then I'm going to secure my little fox on there. And then once my fuse tool heat up, I'm going to come back and add in all my sequins and stuff, but you'll see me do that later on. Right now I am going on to the next one. So for this one, I used that die cut by Pretty Pink Posh, and it is like a little peekaboo die, and I am putting my fox behind there. But first I decided I wanted to try to like cut his hand a little bit so that he can hold the balloon, but I was too lazy to actually get my cutting mat out. And I was like, I'm just gonna do it on acrylic block. I don't recommend doing that. Yeah, just don't. It wasn't a good idea. Luckily I didn't cut anything, but I didn't really get a clean cut either, but it worked out in the end. Just don't do that. Get your cutting mat out if you are, you know, if you need to cut something. But I put him in the little window, and then I let the balloon come out. So it's like parts of it is coming out, and then I'm going to secure this one directly to the front of the pocket letter. So it's taped onto the plastic, and I'm using 2 different types of glue just to make sure everything is held in place. For my next window, I am using the picture frame and some puffy clouds that I have die cut onto some vellum. Y'all know I love puffy clouds. I would add them on everything, especially in vellum. But I just thought it'd be cute to have like the little fox sit in front of the frame with the puffy clouds on there. And that's what I did. I don't know if you've noticed, but a pattern has started to kind of come along with my pocket letter. Like the 4 on the inside all have black, white, and a punch of red. And I'm doing that just to kind of like keep the same, yeah, just basically to keep the pattern going. Dang, Trinae, you know you can over explain stuff, but so on my next little pocket, I am going to use a tag and kind of do some die cutting, and then I am going to put another different hello in there, and I'm going to do a red hello to bring some of that red up on top, but I didn't have any red paper that matched the red I had been using, so I grabbed that sheet of paper that I had been using and grab my Copic markers, and this way everything will be the same color, and it will also give me a little bit of ombre effect because I am using that dark red at the bottom. And then I am just going to cut that out and inlay that into the little tag part. Now the main thing when you're doing these inlays is to keep all your little pieces. As you can see, I have tape holding onto that little piece, that black piece that goes inside the E and the O. You don't want to lose those because you need like every single piece. So that's like the best advice I can give you for that. Alright, so now we're at the fun part with the shaker. Shake, shake, shake. Y'all know I love to shake, or I love to make shakers. I guess I shouldn't say I love to shake, but ain't nothing wrong with shaking. But I'm just going to use my fuse to secure all of those little sequins inside that pocket, and that'll keep it from spilling out. And then when the recipient get it, she can leave it like this if she want, or she can open it up and get out those sequins and use them somewhere. And I decided to add a little bow on my fox just to keep that red in the 4 areas. So on that bottom panel, I am just using some of those die cuts, and gosh, you guys, I wish I would have put that on some sticky paper before I ran it through. These dies are like super thin and intricate, and they are really hard to glue down. So if you're doing the project with something like that, grab some of that sticky paper. It makes it so much easier to do if you think about it ahead of time. Really, with all the little intricate dies, like that one, the words that I'm going to use in a second, you'll see that I use dream and sunshine. They both were very difficult to get glue on the back of. And that's just one little tip to help keep you know, things a little bit easier. So for the bottom one that I'm doing now, and for the one on top, I'm going to do them in the exact same style, and I am just using a little strip that I had left over and adding words to them. And this last little card was the struggle card. Y'all, I promise y'all I did record how I inlaid this design. However, I was so out of frame that you couldn't see anything. So I just decided to show the end result, which is just the smile circle is inlaid into this card. Now we can work on some of the little goodies that I'm going to include in the pocket letter. So first I'm going to create a paper clip with this little fox that she can use in her planner, and I'm just using a paper clip, some hot glue, and as you can see, I created a black backer piece so that the back side of that fox would just be nice and clean. And like, y'all, this is like a really simple project, but this year I wanted to focus on sending like goodies that I made in my pocket letters, or just in my snail mail period. I feel like we get a little caught up on like sending goodies and ephemera that we're kind of losing the art of it, which is to share our handmade goodies. So I've been focusing on that. So anything that I share now is usually something that I made, like this frame. And I couldn't help it. I know it's corny and cliche, but I had to put "What Does the Fox Say?" Because I think that song is still funny. I know it's old and I'm probably just like the lamest, but I still think it's funny. It was a funny song. Um, so yeah, I included that and some other little Polaroids. And it has the little fox on there. Also, I made a little tag that she can use. With the mama and the baby fox, or the daddy and the baby fox. I don't know, what you want to call it. And then I created a note, included some tea, some washi tape, and I included some those Heidi Swap. I don't know what those called. Like, they're like little sequins. That was the one thing that I didn't make. So my goal this year has really been about finding a balance between just including stuff and then including stuff that I make, because I really want it to be a focus on us sharing things that we create that somebody just can't go out and buy, because I can go out and buy my own washi tape or my own Heidi Swap. So I feel like including like the paper clip and the tags and some of the other stuff and the way we do our die cuts, it just makes the pocket letter a little bit more special. So that's pretty much it. I included some gold washi tape on the end, and that was it.